that serious. I actually just watched that presidential address he did last week. Does anybody realize that's what villains say when they want some shit? He literally got on national TV and told 300 million people, I want $5.8 billion for a wall. I don't care if you got to call the 18. I don't care if you got to call the Ghostbusters. I don't care if you got to call Batman. Call somebody. We have seen this movie.
Let me tell you what I like about it the most, what I think is so gangster. He's demanding money for the wall he promised. And threatening the people who he promised the wall to. with
for them.
And somebody else is supposed to pay for it.
With repercussions if he don't get the money for the wall he promised them.
It's official. He said, I didn't say that. And then he was like, no. The actual quote for that was the funniest shit. He had like 3 sentences.
Like a comic book villain. Like a comic book villain. That doesn't scare you?
The first sentence was, I didn't say that. The second one was, in the instance in which I did say what you think I said, that is not what I meant.
Listen, the night, had I watched TV, the night it happened, I would have been at my house going like, baby, board up the windows. They finna start rioting. That shit scared the fuck out of me. I said, this nigga's on TV saying this shit? And nobody said shit?
Listen, I want you to really...
I'm so sorry, Alex. My bad.
If you take this exact instance and put it in any other time period throughout history, yes. But what you have to think about is the context in which we're living in right now.
Bro.
You add that to the context in which 2018 just happened.
Listen.
Soulja Boy had the biggest comeback of 2018.
Bro. They hung. They decapitated.
We let that happen, guys.
They decapitated Marie Antoinette. Stonewall died. The Alamo happened. This man got on TV and told 300 million people, I want $5.8 billion. Or this is going to happen. I'm like, yo, where's the superheroes? Somebody call Robert Downey Jr. something.
I don't think there's anything wrong with what he said. Listen, people be so shocked when I say that, bro. Here's my thing about Trump, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd be right with y'all if I wasn't so impressed. I am, bro. I have decided to look at Number 45's legacy completely unbiased and devoid of the character influence of him and actually look at what he's done. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I went back and all the way back because remember when we was like earlier in the year, we got that Trump money. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Trump want me let me refinance my car today. I want to be with. I really want to be with y'all.
Oh
actually,
my god!
You know what? I'm gonna say some real. You know what? Fuck it. We need to be behind our president. Kanye was right, and Trump should be in the flyest fucking jet possible.
Bro,
because you know what?
I didn't disagree with that. As much as I hated to agree, I didn't disagree with it. Listen to what I'm saying.
The opinions and views expressed do not match the...
Why are you recording right now?
Look, all I'm saying is... let me ask you something. Yeah. Let's boil it down to some basic things that our audience can understand. Is Mitch a fuck nigga?
Bro, Mitch is... He's in the passenger seat with the shotgun.
Okay, all right. So he is definitely a fuck nigga. Now, here's my thing.
Sold off.
Here's my thing.
Kids.
Here's my thing. Now, Trump is a lot of things, but one thing Trump won't stop is you or him getting this money,
bro. He got on national TV and told 300 million people, give me $5.8 billion or else. That's literally what happened.
When I'm not seeing A, your issue, or B, what party you not getting. Because $5.8 billion sounds like he gave y'all a deal. Okay?
bro. Like,
Oh my god.
he get. Oh, okay. I feel you. He gave us a discount on the extortion.
Yeah,
I feel you.
You know what? I am y'all president. I can't be charging y'all the normal fee for extorting y'all. I want 5
Let me give.
What's the original number?
Hey,
it's 7.2.
Matter of fact, give me 5.8 billion, or my neighbor's golden Willy Wonka ticket, and I'll be fine. And niggas is like, I'm not giving up the Willy Wonka ticket.
I'm not.
Stop it.
Some things are worth their weight in gold, Wayne. And that's when people listen, bro. Listen, me and the Bodega Boys is behind Trumpito now, bro.
Oh, bro.
This nigga Trump is a gangster, bro. I'm telling you, it's exactly what Chris Rock said. We got rid of bullies. Now that everybody did all this crying about bullying, right? We got rid of bullies. Then a bully showed up, and now nobody knows what the fuck to do,
bro. But here's what I told y'all: I've been pro bully, but this shit. How do you tell 300 million niggas, hey, this shit that y'all like, all this shit that y'all like, 5.8 billion. Or I'm shutting down the studio. That he did eat the fuck out of us. We are in season 1 of the band.
Bro, I don't understand what everybody's gripe is. Listen, Trump was like, listen, I respect the hustle.
Bro, it's going to be, okay, watch what happened in February when niggas can't get their crab legs.
Why? But listen.
Watch what happened in February when niggas can't get their crab legs.
We're in the middle of the biggest Roman lettuce outbreak, which is like the 3rd most popular.
Spanish, bitch. What the fuck you talking about? I love arugula.
Okay, listen. And nobody's checking our food. That's just one of the things that no one's checking. But
let's start the episode.
That's what we have an issue with. That's all the things that I said about his food being broken. Oh, okay.
So, what parts of the government technically are shut down?
FDA. TSA.
Wait.
Yes,
Food and Drug
Administration. They check all the food and all the different patents for drugs. All the drugs that are currently being made have no.
I don't use drugs anyway.
That's not true.
Did you just tell me selling dope is legal?
No. That's not what I said. Because law enforcement.
No.
I said the drugs that are being created in labs.
He said FDA, not ATF, nigga.
Okay.
Get your alphabet.
So let's not. We're not talking about them Title II drugs and shit. No,
you said the people whose job it is to check drugs.
To check pharmaceutical drugs.
FDA, not ATF. Get your ABCs right.
So dope is legal right now.
Yes, dope is legal. Do dope. Sell dope.
If you tell me selling dope is legal, my life is about to change.
Bro, what you gonna do? You gonna cop 92 bricks? You hold now?
Honestly, bro.
You hold during reasonable doubt?
Honestly, bro.
You gonna cop 92 bricks?
Listen, bro.
I hope you got an injury. I hope you got a fucking injury.
Listen, if you tell me right now that for the next 48 hours, selling dope is legal.
That's not nearly long.
Bro, I'm going to roll the dice of my life for the next 48 hours.
Listen, I'm going to let you know right now, you got your good little Southern Christian woman. She better do all the motherfucking praying.
I'm selling everything, bro.
Yeah.
Horse tranquilizers.
Start the episode, bro.
Yo, can we start?
Start the episode, bro.
Everything they ever tested on an animal that
Oh
they
my
did
God.
was like, oh man,
This man Coop just admitted to us. Yeah, fuck that shit. I just want to refinance
What's our
my
first
car.
Listen. Niggas be like, fuck Trump. But I'm going to ask you something. Let me ask you something.
Bro, I want to talk about Trump conclusion, bro. Let's talk about that.
So
let's get on episode 42.
All right.
Episode 42, bro.
Oh, wait. Are we keeping this?
Yes.
All right.
Right, listen, all I'm going to say is this, bro. I'm going to say this, bro. Everybody think about somebody in their life that's not getting this money. And think about how much you hate being around that nigga. Think about it right now. Don't you? Exactly. I hate Jamal. I hate him. Fuck Jamal. Okay? And listen, bro. I know it's coming at the expense of dignity, respect, the law, the Constitution. But this nigga Trumpito is just trying to get us busy.
Bro,
and if
he's
y'all
really not.
And if y'all willing to sacrifice those few things, plus some morals, plus some loved ones, plus a little bit more dignity on top, and a little bit of self-respect.
And we're going to sprinkle some civil liberties onto it?
Yeah.
Our left leg.
Yeah, listen.
The arm, too.
A little bit of my right testicle just to make sure
Bro,
we spruce it up a little good.
Listen, bro. This nigga Trump trying to make us untouchable, bro. Just
Nah, he about to
Just
get
let
us touched by
just let
the
us-
end of a
Listen,
land.
Let us
At
get
this
money.
point, I'm convinced Trump goes to bed every night in a fucking fur coat that just has his name etched in the finest of fucking meat. Just
Okay. All right. We beat the Timberwolves by 42 points.
I just know he goes to sleep and just says out loud to his wife, who's just arms crossed all the time. This is just her natural position, and he says,
she's
"How am I
in
gonna
resting
fuck with
bitch
this
face
nigga?"
at all times.
I told y'all.
I've never seen a white woman in resting bitch face
That's her
at
fucking
all times.
husband.
It's because his wife at all times looks at him like she can't believe the poison isn't working. And she's trying to figure out like, why it's not working. Like she always, like when every day he out, like she always got this look on her face like, oh hi honey, you not fucking dead yet? Like,
How's your stomach?
like how is it?
Before we go, I really just want y'all to think about that. National TV, they said 5.8 billion or else. Listen,
Wait, what was the or else?
we don't know what that or else is.
What? So more importantly,
Or else I'm shutting the studio down.
What he missed was what you almost didn't get your tax return back this year. And the only reason that you did is because that's the only thing that niggas was really complaining about. They didn't give a fuck about the rest of the government. They said it's tax return season
No.
gone.
Hey, fuck you.
No.
I'm trying to be in LA in April, bro. I need
No.
planes inspected.
You know good and goddamn well. If tax returns wasn't a part of this whole package, how many niggas will really be out here saying fuck Trump because of this specific instance?
You know what that means? It's a whole bunch of mixtapes I ain't gotta listen to in March. That's what that means.
So you
You
don't even want nobody to get the bag. I can't even fully be on your side. Hold on, wait.
No, stop, because I'm responsible for my motherfucking money. I told y'all niggas in 08,
Told y'all, bro.
save your motherfucking coins.
Told
I said that shit in 08 then.
Told y'all niggas.
Save your coins. And the Obama years were good to me, baby.
Told y'all niggas.
Obama years real good to me.
Sold dope.
First of all,
sold dope all through Obama's term.
I've been good. I was a minor through Obama's term. Shit didn't affect me.
Exactly.
And
It
I
hit you
still
the-
say,
it hit
I
you
got
the
money in
worst.
stocks. I got a fucking 401k. Fuck y'all. In terms of saving money.
Watch this. Check that 401k right now.
Well, first of all, I'm not even going to throw numbers out here, but I have a solid amount of stocks alone.
Okay.
So, like, I'm not pressed about shit.
All right, then.
You don't in Laos.
Huh?
You don't.
You might want to cut the part off where he telling niggas he got money.
Hey, nah, fuck that. This is your boy, Jordan McNair. I got money.
Go ahead, Dennis. We ready now.
This how we giving it up on the New Year's? This is exactly how we giving it up.
Hey, real
Jordan
niggas is
McNair
back,
at
man.
Shaquille Omari.
Real niggas is back.
Instagram.
Episode 42, No Static Podcast. Yours truly, 1 Q in the building, man.
Tallahassee 543 Round Table Place.
All right, man. Who we got? We got Lucky Lefty,
32301.
Tony Coop in the building. We got Captain Outchea in the building. We got the boy Miles Jack, a.k.a. Jack Daniels in the building.
Jordan McNair.
Okay, Jordan McNair, whatever. You know.
Jordan is here.
Jordan is here.
Jordan is about to
Jordan is
witness
square.
creativity.
All right.
Creating.
What we miss? What we miss? It's been a while. It's been a while since we all gathered in the Hall of Justice.
It has been. Well, first off, how did everybody's year start off?
My year actually started off really well. A lot of stuff has happened. A lot of business is getting done. A lot of realizations is being done. Kids is happy. Wife is happy. I'm happy. I'm just frustrated every day. I gotta look at Mitch McConnell's fucking dopey ass face, fucking droopy looking motherfucker, and all right,
Who hurt you?
go ahead. My bad.
My 2019 first day, I got caught lacking on some bullshit. But outside of that, you feel me?
She went through your phone, didn't she?
Whoa, never that.
Sorry.
anyways, your boy. Yeah, she did. Yeah, this is Jordan. She did.
Oh
She
my
did.
God. Not the pixel.
But yeah, and then outside of that, at my place of work, I had the best performance in my particular section for the month. So you feel me? I'm doing great.
Straight up.
What about you, Coop?
2019 was a little upset with me. Dope is mad expensive at the top of the year. and
What's it up to?
it's ridiculous. I can tell you now, it's not 17 fucking 5.
Wait, what?
Huh?
For the Alps?
It's not for Coke. Coke is cash with like two.
Hey,
Like,
hold on. You doing 17.5 for the weed?
No, bro, for the dope. For
I was
dope,
about to say,
crazy.
like,
weed is at a mad appropriate price right now. Which shout out all the D boys out there on the mission.
that's because everybody sells it now. There's no.
Um,
If it ain't somebody selling it for 10, somebody.
so
selling it
that
for
was
5.
that was a little upsetting. I do. Other than that, the year started out pretty great. I got some things that I'm working towards this year. Like I said, we just got a car refinance. Thank God for that.
I like how we're all saying how good we are, but we have yet to see shit.
I'm planning to take full advantage of the fact that you can fly out of Los Angeles with marijuana now. And
But you can't land in the state of
Yeah,
Florida.
you
with
can't.
it.
Yeah.
Why can't I?
Because it's not legal here.
Yeah.
So you can go from California to Colorado.
I've seen the security.
Yeah, it has to be
Listen,
places.
Oh,
where
yeah,
it's-
right there.
Right now. Hey.
I've seen the security at Tallahassee Airport. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Obama had one slogan. It was "Yes, we can," and I
You have
believe
a
it.
sword poking through both sides of your bag and make it all the way through. No issues, no pressure.
Honestly, once you're at baggage claim, you're simultaneously at the loading gate.
He has a point.
Yeah, you just.
All right, Captain, what about you?
This year started off a little rocky. I'm not gonna lie. A lot went on, but you know,
You lost some, bro.
Already?
Not exactly.
I'm about to say we
lose real
15 days
ones,
in.
but it's
God damn.
yeah, if I'm losing real ones,
Right.
like at this point in time, I know too many people. But well, it's definitely one of those things where I kind of had to like reevaluate some things, and you know, on the creative aspect of it. And I'm just glad we got it back. Happy New Year to everybody. I know last week we tried to get the podcast up, you know, but we had some technical difficulties with that because it was so much stuff happening like the first 15 days of the year, and it's just mind-boggling to me that we still haven't like got to any of it. Some stuff y'all already know, y'all probably already heard like 50 other people talk about it, so we won't really cover
It's so much
everything.
fun, Pat.
So
Yeah, guys. And
We're
can't-
only 15 days in. What
19 days, I apologize. 19.
It dawned on me.
19.
It dawned on me, bro, that you might be our DJ Envy.
Please.
wait, elaborate.
So, Envy's role on the Breakfast Club is kind of sort of half the distance between mediator, half the distance easy target for Charlemagne, and at least the first part, which is mediator, you do pretty well for us. But yeah, bro, I was listening to you just now, and I was just like, that's exactly what Envy does. He tells us shit is either sort of okay or sort of not okay, yet okay.
Yeah, except the fact that I won't be like explain to the people what a podcast is because niggas already know.
Yes, please don't.
But but yeah, I got some shit to get off to in this episode, but we gonna get to it. But
All right. Listen, hey,
we're
we're going to follow your lead, man.
all right. So I'm guessing we're gonna go ahead and get into it since we already had the political beginnings. Did y'all see?
I apologize for that. Like literally, when they said, "Yo, did you see it?" I was like, "No, I'm not going to watch that bullshit." He was like, "I think I need you." He's like, "Watch it and call me," and I think he did that on purpose.
He had all the McDonald's, the Wendy's, the Big Macs, the Quarter Pounders. He had it all sectioned off under candlelight. I've never seen McDonald's. I've never seen fast food
At
under
the White
candlelight
Listen,
since
That
this
feel
week.
I'm not even gonna lie, and I'm not gonna put a race card, but I am gonna say this. That low key feel real disrespectful. Like,
listen. The last time I saw McDonald's in a house, in a setting like that, I was literally watching Macaulay Culkin in the Richie Rich movie. That's literally the last time I saw McDonald's in a setting like that. And even then, that was far-fetched. I knew that as a child.
why the fuck?
Like, I think the one thing that was upsetting about that is the fact that there was no Chick-fil-A catering.
Didn't we establish that evidently Black Tie has a McDonald's in his home?
Benihana's.
Oh, right. My bad. My bad.
Clemson would have been better off going to Tyreek's house.
Sorry. Evidently, they should have went to Ty.
They could have got their jerseys washed.
With the 5-star staff.
They could have got coffee. Like, everything has just
my fault. Actually, that nigga is broke, right? Actually, wait, did he also recently come out admitting that he can't read? Why is everybody admitting they can't read?
Wait, Tyrese can't read either?
No, Tyrese can't read?
No, I thought that's what you said.
No.
Who can't read?
Kelly can't read.
Oh,
we know R. Kelly.
R. Kelly can't read.
I think
he can do a lot of things. He can work a video camera. He completely can ruin and incriminate himself through several songs. And he can hands down have one of the worst moral compasses I've ever seen in my life.
He's a good shot, though.
Hold on.
And he can recruit outside of the country.
Hold on. Let's not forget, he can come, which is an amazing feat by itself.
Yeah, that is true. To just go from coming to peeing to coming.
Yeah. Now that the room is uncomfortable, back to Trump and Clinton.
So wait, so they get there.
I'm still trying to figure out
Trump is
how
on the front steps. Yo, niggas. And they're like, sup, nigga. And they get inside, and Trump was like, I heard y'all motherfuckers beat Nick Saban and them. That shit is crazy. I didn't think anybody was going to do that. And he was like, yeah, this is our second time doing that shit. And Can
we pause right quick? I don't know which one of the Clemson players do it, but the fact that he did an homage to Suge Knight, I loved it, man. I loved it. I'm not even gonna lie. He was like, if you don't want to worry about your coach all in the videos dancing. All right.
Yo.
But yet, like, I'm still shocked as to why Clemson went.
I'm gonna tell you why. Clemson is not a black school.
But they got all black players.
No way.
Nah. They got all black players and one white quarterback who happens to look like the guy from Remember the Titans.
What you witnessed there was a winning football strategy. That's all that is. What they was going to do? Expect to beat Alabama with a team full of white people with a white running back winning? They was going to beat Alabama with a white running back. Okay. I know y'all thinks that sounds racist, but I'm going to let y'all know right now. All of y'all right now, look deep into your hearts and name me 5 great white running backs. And after you get to Mike Allstott, which will probably be the first person you think of, and then Christian McCaffrey because he's currently playing, and you realize you have nothing. I said great running back.
And Stanford, he was great. You didn't say at what level.
Yeah, he was not.
He was not great at Stanford? Let's not do that.
I had to recently look Mike Allstott's stats up.
They're not great.
They're not great.
Let me tell you
That's
how
why
bad.
I said.
You want to know how bad white running backs are? Rudy, which is a movie made about the school of Notre Dame, and one guy who literally gets his ass beat to be on Notre Dame's team so that he can play in the big game, which he does get to get into and gets the ball one time, and they utterly destroy him.
I thought he was a defensive end or some shit.
No,
it wasn't a sack.
No,
I thought it was a sack. No, it's bad too. Like, it's bad too. Like like when like a movie ends, right, and it's so gruesome what happened next, and they just tell you whatever next in text, bro. It was bad, bro. He never walked again. They fucked this bitch. It was bad.
Not a bitch.
It was bad. Bro. I'm gonna tell you how much white running backs are, bro. In that same movie, Rudy, you will notice that Vince Vaughn is in the movie. It's one of his earliest acting roles, right? And his whole job in the movie, he's on the team that Rudy is trying to get on, is to just give Rudy shit and roast him every time they in the same team together, bro. That's what he do. He not even and to make it worse, he not even the main dude. He like the yes man to the main dude that's the asshole. So he like asshole once removed. And that makes it even better, bro, because you never see him at any he's always on the up and up. He's never bad, downtrodden. All he do is follow Buddy, and when Rudy come in the scene, bro, he just give it to Rudy.
Listen, bro. It's one of those things where you almost want to be like, hey, where's Morgan Freeman to be like, I wish I could tell you that Rudy caught the ball and scored a touchdown. I wish I could tell you that they carried him off to the field into glory.
He damn sure wish you could tell you. I'm gonna let you know right now.
That day,
Rudy wish you could tell you that.
Rudy was brutally murdered.
Bro, listen, honestly, want me to tell you how bad it is, bro? In the part in the movie where Rudy is utterly destroyed and rendered lifeless, they talk about it. No, if you close your eyes, the way they describing it, you would think Mike Tyson was just out there fucking Rudy up. Like it's like the way that announcer dude is talking, it's not like a and he takes a shot. It's like a oh my god, the humanity.
It's like Jim Ross commentary.
At some point, you hear somebody go like, "Oh my god, there's so much blood!" Like this is really.
Exactly, bro.
Why did they take his ankles?
You hear people running like that, exactly. After a while, like it's not even like kind of funny the way they fuck Rudy. Well, okay, for me it was kind of.
You're some little kid in the back going like, "Stop! Stop!
Exactly.
He's already dead."
Exactly. Right? Cheerleaders and shit. Leave him alone. Like it's bad, bro. It's bad, bro. Like put it this way, bro. when they finally drag Rudy's fucking swollen body up the fucking field, Notre Dame's jerseys are blue, and even though it's been the big game, and there's dirt on other jerseys, no jersey looks like Rudy's. Rudy's shit looks like he played for a third team that showed up to play, because they fucked Rudy's shit up. Let me also paint that picture for you. Rudy is also Hobbit sized.
He was like 5'6",
Actually, in fact, now that I think about it, Rudy was actually played by one of the Hobbits. The dude who played Samwise, the real gay ass Hobbit. He
the real gay ass.
Yeah, bro, because they was both flaming.
Here we go.
Hey,
Here we go. Here we go.
I just like to say
That
that this was a cool commentary moment. Nobody else in the cog. No radio.
Go back and watch the Lord of the Rings movies, right? And watch the relationship between Frodo and fucking Samwise, bro. And watch the part when he look in his motherfucker's eyes and goes, "Hey, Mr. Frodo, it's me. It's your Sam." Exactly, bro. For a little bit, they've been sleeping outside. They've been carrying this fucking crackhead everywhere for fucking a movie and a half now, bro. And low key, when they're not eating or fearing for their lives or trying to avoid a giant fucking eyeball that can see a ring, it's a lot of sodomy.
Oh my god!
All right, we got
Hold on,
to
stop. If y'all didn't get that Mordor reference, he said flaming.
Exactly, bro. Two flaming fucking hobbits when they're turning to Mordor so they can bury their fucking wedding ring from their fucking mysterious eloping.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna tell you the truth. That's what I always thought Lord of the Rings was about. I figured the Wizard was just like a good friend of the relationship, and he was like, "Listen, bro, y'all gonna have to go to Mordor and burn this ring. Why? Because if they find out y'all flaming motherfuckers is married, they will kill you. You know, this is the Shire, but it's in Jersey. It's America. Like,
we got so far away. We got so far away from Trump and Clemson.
Off on a tank. You know what? I don't think there's anything else that can be said about this.
Yeah,
aside from the fact that they should have got Chick-fil-A catering. But that's the whole nother
What if they'd have got there and it'd have been like plates of loaded with fried chicken and watermelon? Would that have made us worse or worse?
Worse.
That would have made it worse.
Here's my thing.
But what if Trump was like, "No, guys, listen. Fried chicken and watermelon is delicious. It's just ironic that you guys are black."
Worse.
That makes it worse.
Yeah,
That's why I feel
it's already DOA.
I don't feel that's fair because I feel like if y'all came in right now and I had some fried chicken, y'all and watermelon, y'all would be like, "Hell, motherfucking yeah!"
If we walked in and you called us niggas, we wouldn't have a problem with it either. I just don't.
Yeah, it's one thing coming from you. It's another thing coming from him.
So okay.
Context matters.
So we saying at this point with all the nigga shit he done, Trump still can't say nigga.
Yes, I'm 100% sure he cannot say that.
Okay, question. What if it's in the context that we use it?
No.
What if he on TV, right? and some shit go crazy, right? And Trump handled that shit, and then he get on TV and he was like, "My niggas, I got y'all. I ain't gonna let that shit go crazy like that, bro. I ain't gonna let that shit go crazy. I'm gonna let some other shit go crazy, but I'm gonna fix that shit." No,
Still not wrong.
No.
Oh my god.
No. We already question people that aren't him saying.
Right. Okay. What if he say this, bro? What if he giving y'all?
We question Cardi B.
What if he give y'all the tape? Like he telling y'all that Vincent Habit was like, "Yeah, bro, we was in here, Mueller doing his fuck ass investigation. I'm over here calling him a bitch, and all of a sudden, pap, shots fired through my window. I went, yo, where my niggas? And then all my niggas came out, and one of them had a strap, and we dumped him. No, you can't let Trump say that.
No.
Okay.
He's trying to build a wall.
Where we going, Captain?
No, I just don't think.
No,
I just don't think we're giving him the key to.
Is it weird
racial
that I think?
discretion.
Is it weird that the whole time I think the whole reason he wants to build a wall is so that we can have a wall better than China's that you can see from space?
It won't be as big.
It won't be
It
as
need to
big.
be. It's gonna have dope, better shit with it.
Bro.
Like a Chick-fil-A.
He's talking about it being a fence now.
Bro,
He's
like,
downgraded.
Yeah, he is. He
went
even
from
saying
wall to
wall
fence,
now.
yeah.
He's saying border security.
He's
Never
saying
mind.
stuff like border security, border
It's just
control.
the rhetoric.
What?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's
bruh.
not-
No,
it's
bruh.
not a
No,
wall.
bro. Things
It's
were promised to
officially
me.
an electric
No,
fence
bro.
idea.
Things
Yeah,
were promised to me.
it's-
A giant, transparent, country-saving wall was
It was never
promised
going
to
to be.
me.
It was
Yeah,
never going to
no.
be transparent.
And
Well, okay, hold on.
He
Let's-
said
hold on, let's-
border
let's-
security.
Real
That's
quick.
the
No, let me
terminology
finish.
Real
for
quick,
it.
where are you going to get fucking transparent walls from?
listen, this was his dream.
No.
It was promised to me.
Yeah, I just don't understand.
He had a
the
dream.
technology he thought was going on.
Let's actually deep dive into this.
Maybe there is
Let's
a
actually deep
transparent
dive into
wall
this.
already.
We all saw Transformers. We all know what Q's and Energon look like. Where is he getting that from?
Okay.
Where's he
here's
getting that from?
What if you found out? What if you found out the wall is just 6,000 miles of tinted bulletproof glass?
6,000 miles is bigger than the span of America.
Wait,
It's
3,000
3,000 from Miami.
And
to
the border is
Washington.
like 10 to 12, something like that.
that's what I'm saying. Because we're just doing the board.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess
Yeah,
so.
it's
So I was right the
100
first time.
miles.
600
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah,
What if it's just 600 miles of tinted bulletproof glass?
bro. I'm not. Okay.
But you can.
It's still
Your
ways
rhymes don't
around
make sense,
that.
man.
No, that makes perfect sense. Listen, we can see
Ladders.
you.
Ladders.
Somebody
A
gonna
big
climb.
truck.
Like, no offense, I don't understand why people don't do that in real life. Like, okay, no offense. Okay, well, Q will probably be the only person that can because he's the only one that's technically married. But you hate all of a sudden you hate your
I
wife.
am married. What the fuck?
Exactly. Technically, you are considered what in this country is called married. Now, let's assume all of a sudden one day you wake up and you hate your spouse. What if you could just call a service and they just put bulletproof tinted glass paneling between you and your spouse at all times?
So now you want me to be the Pope?
Nah. You get up, right? On your end, you can see her just fine. It's like limousine tint. But when she gets up,
glass. So
but
it's
when
bulletproof
she gets
and
up-
one-sided.
it's just a mirror.
Okay, so now you want me to be the Pope with extra steps?
Nah. Technically, it's like an interrogation room. Everywhere you go.
So now you want me to be NYPD Blue?
Nah.
Because I'm not finna be SVS. I'm sorry.
Nah, bro. It's gonna be like actually it's gonna be exactly like SVU. The two-way mirror that only you can see out of, that they can't see into. But we just make it bulletproof, so it's gonna be as thick as a fucking pizza box.
So, next subject, man.
Safe.
Cool. I know you're intelligent. You're killing me today.
Am I your mouse? Because you made promises to us about this podcast that you haven't yet.
Because I can't outdo
Hey, Soulja
anything
Boy's
that you
talking.
said.
Soulja Boy's talking.
I'm on fire, nigga.
This
I had the biggest comeback of 2018.
What if he done said that and actually had been on fire?
Tiger.
I cried. I'm on fire, nigga. Oh shit, I'm on fire, nigga.
Get the fuck out of here, nigga. I had the biggest comeback, nigga. Nigga, that was over with for me.
I wonder if Tiger was looking at shit when he said that shit.
Okay,
I'll
I'll give you context. Okay, one.
Don't talk about those songs and shit that he
No, not the songs.
released.
Apparently, he signed a new record deal
For what?
With who?
I don't know, but I think they gave him like $7 million in
He
advance.
still got $37 million. Oh my god!
So drop what?
Why are we letting him
Okay.
actually be like he's actually rich?
He
He's
said
not
he
even
making
rapper
money
rich.
off the Soldier
Hold-
game too.
Hold on.
He is.
Then it's sold.
So illegally.
Actually, Nintendo put
He
a
had 3 different consoles.
put an injunction.
Yeah, no, he had 3 different.
He had a
consoles.
Switch.
Was making-
He had an
he's
Xbox
called the
One.
Soldier Games?
No, it just came with a bunch of games. That were
Nintendo
already
put an
made
injunction on the Soldier console. So right now, if you actually go on the website that he sells the video games from, it just takes you to the Nintendo website. It's like the greatest thing ever. Okay, so that's
And he got the Soldier Watch.
yeah.
Soldier Watch,
Like a Soldier Apple Watch?
Yes,
Yeah.
Soldier
It's an
Pods.
Apple Watch, but it's Soldier.
Listen.
It's got a 0.3 megapixel camera on it.
Here's my thing with the whole Soldier Boy situation. In terms of what he meant by the video games, the tech, signing the record deal, he's right. But when people say who had the biggest comeback, Tiger or Soldier Boy, it's Tiger because Tiger got music out. Like Tiger,
We're talking about 2018.
Yes.
Of 2018.
Tiger came out with fucking Taste, and niggas could not stop playing that song.
And we saying Tiger
Tiger definitely.
had the greatest comeback.
His
Had the
hairline
biggest
came
It's
back.
between him and Meek. I'll say that. The biggest comeback of 2018.
That is an interesting take because Meek's last project was not very well received. So, in the context
Talking about
of Million
championships?
Dollars,
Championships?
I'm talking about the one before.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not about to downplay Championship.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
Championships was a good project.
Because I was about to say, and you're part of this podcast. Why?
Oh, wow.
Oh, here we
Y'all
go.
about to awaken the beast.
Here we go. But yeah, it's definitely between them two, I would say. Personally. Just based on, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
But like I'm not gonna downplay Soulja Boy because realistically, just being all serious as a black man, I have to salute another black man for what he's trying to do. Like when I heard about the Soldier console, the Soldier games, I was like, y'all can laugh at it, but I was like
Ain't
realistically,
nobody else trying to do shit.
that,
The issue,
that's where I was at.
no,
With
Yeah,
it.
The
he
issue
jumping in
is-
front of the. He taking a huge risk, like emulating.
The issue is the idea of it. Yes, if he had his own research and development team, or if he did create a different console, sure. But the issue was that not only were these products that had been on the market for
Right.
3+ years, each of them,
Right.
not one of them had just popped up after him.
Right.
He
didn't
basically
have any-
bought rights to it, slapped a name on it, changed nothing. Like you open the box and everything inside of it was exactly the
Oh,
same.
okay. What was that movie about the guy that duped the McDonald brothers?
Oh, Founder?
Yeah, Founder.
Oh, Ray
No
Kroc.
idea.
So if he was gonna, what was his name?
Ray Kroc.
If he was gonna Ray Kroc whatever these games were, that's their problem, not his.
I'm just like I'm talking about in terms of like from a business perspective, sure, but like outside of that, I'm not gonna give him props for.
Once again, like if you say, "Hey, I bought the rights. I saw what you guys
That's just
were
not.
doing,"
If we're talking
and
about
I know
progress,
and I know putting. Listen,
if we're talking about progress. That's
Steve
not
Jobs
progress.
is not an innovator because he went out and invented shit.
Of course not.
Steve Jobs was
What
an
he
innovator
did,
because
though,
he
what he
said, "Hey,
did-
you have a great idea. I can put it out there."
And he took that, built a research development team, built a business around it. Yes, Soulja Boy took this cup, slapped a sticker on it, and sold it to someone for 3 times the price, which is a good business enterprise. But we're talking about people branching out into other things and progressing those things.
But you just told me that he paid for the licensing and the copyright, so that
It's
means
his.
It's his, yeah, sure, but like, I can't get it.
listen.
I have
listen,
an interesting
I know,
observation.
I know who
if
I
I
paid.
may.
In fact, I'm gonna let you
Go.
know right now. Not only is this phenomenal, not only is Soulja Boy that smart, but the way this is going, in 10 years, we'll talk about how Soulja Boy was one of the founding members of the internet.
I'm not gonna do this with you. Go ahead.
Why is he doing
Okay,
this today?
here's the thing, and I was actually listening to him talk about that, about how he was around, like he was one of the first artists, if not the first artist, around the YouTube era.
He was because we all found him on MySpace.
Like
Afro
YouTube
Man.
started booming.
that we can't like debate.
Afro Man was the first viral.
Oh, yeah.
We can't debate like Soulja Boy being a big part of the early stages of the ringtone era. That's something we can't debate.
Soulja Boy was one of the original carriers of swine flu.
Yeah, bro. The only thing, and this I've observed, if the fact that you brought up the fact that if somebody slapped on or something else to this cup and Soulja Boy came out with Soulja Pop,
If it's the same price, you know we would still cop.
I just think that's nuts.
That's different.
We would probably still cop. Because that's exactly what happened. Because that shit used to be called Thirst Buster. We used to be the Thirst Buster boys.
Hold on. That's what Jordan did. Jordan didn't do anything. All Jordan did was slap the Jumpman on a Nike shoe.
Oh yeah, on the retro one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a
you
Nike.
know when
dunk.
ignorance is about to bleed through?
Yeah.
I fuck with Jordan.
Oh, that was the other thing I want to add to that. So, Tinker Hatfield said in an interview recently, Jordan brand shoes are the greatest athletic shoe ever known.
Okay.
On what
Agree or
grounds?
disagree?
Like on what? Like in what context?
The greatest athletic shoe
I
ever.
think he meant as a brand.
As a brand, yes. In fact,
So
that's
we're
probably
gonna
the
judge his
strongest
intent.
brand ever as well.
Yeah.
Just on branding alone.
Okay.
I gotta put it second to Nike.
Mm-mm. And
The
I'll tell
only
you-
reason I can
gotta put it
kind of
second to
agree with
Nike,
that
yeah.
is because Jordan is the only one that can, like, over time put that same shoe out
Mhm.
and
Like,
then
not
have it
even once.
flying like hotcakes.
Not even once, but each time.
Each time.
Each
The
time.
shoes that I see
That's
out
why
there
it's
on the
the
shelf
strongest
right
brand.
now
That
are the
is
same
So
shoes
that's
that I was
why-
wearing when I was little.
Exactly.
That's why when I look
That's
at
why
them,
it's
I'm
the
like,
strongest brand.
holy fuck. These was the
Ever.
same shoes I had when I was like 10.
But see,
I've been buying the threes for so long.
I've always felt that way about Nike, the company. Nike's brand is so vast, so ridiculous that's the only other brand I know that's been able to do that same
Well, it's
thing.
the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question
technically,
is-
it's a Nike property. So, I
So
don't
my
really
question is,
separate
in
those
terms of Soulja Boy, we're talking about comeback. Is he right or is he wrong?
Oh, he's wrong.
He's definitely
Definitely
He's
wrong.
he's horrendously wrong.
He
No,
came at like
because,
on like
because I'm
December.
thinking I think
Right.
he's in his head. He's thinking about business. He's like, who made
No,
business
No.
like me?
and no offense, he's actually, and say what you want, niggas might look at me critically. He's actually third on best comebacks of last year.
I still don't see it.
Third, Tygo number one.
Okay.
Believe it or not, and people can look at me as crazy as they want. Low key, bro. Hove started the year off, cheated on Beyonce, made the album.
Did 444 come out?
Wait, that was
2018?
2017.
Hold
was-
on.
that was-
Made the album, right? Then said, check this out. Next year we gonna do a tour about how I cheated on you, right? And we gonna make crazy money off of it.
What did it mean? Like 300 something?
I don't. We can't say it's a comeback because 444 came out 2017.
I mean, it's fine.
Hov is never like
He
had
never.
a-
He never like.
He's
went
never
down.
had a down point.
Fair enough.
Tiger's had a down
The
point.
point is,
Tiger was
Among men.
low.
your point is, we actually
Meek has had a
underappreciate-
down point when he went to jail, and everybody
Drake
basically
beef,
turned on
yeah.
him with the Drake beef and
Wait,
everything
actually,
like that.
my bad. I gotta say that. Okay, then I'm willing to swap Hov for Meek.
That's what we were
That
saying.
still wouldn't put Soulja Boy in top 3, even if you
Okay, so
did
who-
say
so
that.
who's
whole-
higher?
Wait, who we got in third?
I've got J. Cole at 4. Hear me out. Hear me out.
How
No, I
do you
want you
come
to hear
back
me
when
out.
you?
No, I want
you
you to hear me out. I want you to hear me out. J. Cole put out For Your Eyes Only, which I thought and a lot of people thought was a very good album. It was
I
not
thought it
as
was horrible
Nobody thought that was a good album.
I thought it was a good album artistically.
artistically because the album was for one person.
Yeah. Art doesn't have to be for everybody.
Okay.
That's me being an artist.
I mean that's
Yeah,
fine. But
yeah.
I said that when I heard it, I said this isn't for us. This is for one person. I don't know
Right.
who that person is, but this is
And so me understanding that, I understood that. Because
Okay.
being a creator who's created something, especially for one person, and still presenting it in a public space, I definitely understand.
Okay.
You know, you're not going to get the same attention, and that's okay. That's reconciling with the difference between public art and private art.
okay. I'm with you. I'm with you.
And so the response to that, everybody, we had the whole, because everybody had already been joking on J. Cole talking about the whole, oh man, I went platinum with no features, and they turned it into a meme, and it's like, J. Cole niggas are worse, and you niggas are like, J. Cole, da-da-da-da, and that only worsened when that album came out, right? So it
But he
almost,
went platinum again with no features again.
he did, yes, and that's correct. But I'm saying, in terms of critic, in the eyes of the public, he had a down year. would you agree 2016 was down?
Okay.
He didn't put out too many features because he was in that whole, I'm not doing no features for nobody else anymore. I'm just putting out my own shit and I'm retiring afterwards.
Okay.
Then he drops KOD.
Okay.
Right? And then he's popping feature after feature after feature of fire.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, now we've got all this J. Cole content that we did not have in 2016 or 2017. So not only has this been his most voluminous year since 2014, it's been his most productive and most money-making year.
But in that same breath, I could say who outworked Styles P.
I don't know.
Okay, I see what Miles. Okay, let me chime in because I feel like we about to go into something else. Like the fact that you don't know who Styles P is crazy.
So
number
much about
one, but number two, yes, I definitely agree with the fact that J. Cole, like even beforehand going into now, because J. Cole probably is like number one on my list for as far as who's been doing like the best features or being like the best guest feature. Second to that will be 21 Savage, who I would say also is on that list of comebacks.
3. I have him at 3.
I would say he's also on that list of comebacks.
So that's 21's 3 for me. So I got 1 Tyga, 2 Meek, 21 3, and then J. Cole at 4. And we're not gonna talk about style. I'm from a different generation. Y'all gotta stop coming for me. It's not that I don't that I don't respect.
I didn't say you
but Styles P ain't too far
No, because
away.
every time I say some shit like that, y'all like I know it's coming. So sometimes I just let y'all talk. With that, in that situation, it affected my argument. So I had to bring it from because I'm a different perspective.
I understand that, but your thing was about the volume of work with J. Cole. I'm like, okay, in that same
It wasn't
respect,
just volume.
I could say Styles P because I'm like, who out-rapped Styles P last year? Who?
And to that, I say I have
Not that
no
I don't know.
fucking idea who that is.
The only person who I think out-rapped Styles P last year is Black Thought.
I know Black.
That's it. That's the only person, and he had 2 albums.
I'm gonna say Kevin Hart. I'm gonna say because not only did Kevin Hart have a come up like a mother, but he dealt with haters too. He dealt with other people's haters. I'm gonna say.
A lot of dead time.
One thing I can say about that is that a lot of these names we are definitely pushing Soulja Boy further and further and back on the list.
Because
Listen,
That's why I didn't have him up there.
Let's not misconstrue what we're trying to do here. We're trying as hard as we can to give him as little credit as possible.
Yes.
No,
I
And
don't
it's
fuck
work-
with that
and it's
nigga.
working.
y'all are. But think about when you say a comeback. A comeback is saying nobody was checking for you.
Mm-hmm.
That video thrust him into a conversation. Then you actually had to say, okay, what did Soulja Boy do last year for him to feel that way? And so then you're like, okay, the business, you get the record deal, and Soulja Boy has always been business savvy.
Low key Kanye.
Correct. I gotta put him in at least 5.
Wayne is on that list too.
Well, I gotta
We
put
finally
Wayne on
got
that
Carter
list.
5.
Are y'all actively trying to because I'm like,
Actually, I'm gonna put Pusha T up there too.
hold on.
We can definitely.
No, no,
didn't-
that-
We can definitely put Pusha T.
That's it. As for what he's doing, as far as his business is concerned, did anybody do better as far as his business is concerned?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about putting out music. I don't care about Soulja Boy's music. As far as business is concerned, who did better?
Okay, are we
Issue with
saying
that
better? Okay, wait.
perspective. But
Are
yeah,
we
exactly.
are we saying better than rappers, or are we saying
'Cause-
better
'cause
in general?
'cause it's
Because
not
it's
fair.
a lot of
as far
motherfuckers.
as his
Because it's
business
not fair. Because once you're
is
shifting,
concerned. But because I'm like,
You're shifting.
because
I
I
gotta
think
still
that
put-
I think that's where he was. He's like,
you're shifting.
he's like,
context with
I'm
this
going into tech. I just signed a new record deal. I'm making this money. Why is nobody that serious? The main reason I wanted to support the Soldier Games is because this is a young black man putting out shit and entering the world where we only have 3 dominants, and he could be a 4.
I'm not wrong.
And nobody wants to support that shit because if I came out with a video game, damn how I did it, and everybody was like, "Yo, fuck this nigga." I fell away. I really fell away because I'm like, who else is out here trying to be like, "Hey, I want to be the next Xbox. I want to be the next PlayStation." Who's out there doing that? That looks like us.
I get you, bro.
And
And I'm all for supporting black business, but here's the ignorance shining through, bro. Fuck Soulja Boy.
I have a way I want to ask this, and I want to see. All right, say somebody. All right, name a real popular album that came out.
Last year.
Carter 5.
Okay.
Daytona.
Say a random person. Oh yeah, we can even say Soulja Boy. Say Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy had an album last year?
No.
What I'm trying to say is
I'm pretty sure he did.
he
but
probably had a
yeah.
handful of them.
Yeah, it just.
But what I'm
count.
trying to say is, say if that person gave you their CD and was just like, hey, listen to this shit, and it sounded exactly like Daytona. You still rolling? If the project that they gave you, just a
Sound.
random nigga on the
Just
street,
beats and bars.
yes.
Word for word.
And it sounded like Daytona. They probably changed a few words around. They probably changed done
Yeah,
to
we can take it a
ears.
step
They
further.
probably changed bird to bees, and they gave you the
We
same
can take it a
project.
step forward.
and then-
He bought the rights as well. He bought the rights to change the words to the song and slap his name on top.
I'm gonna put Charlemagne up there too.
Bro,
Charlemagne wrote a book.
once again, 5 minutes ago, I said, hey, he Ray Kroc him. He said, hey, I see what y'all doing. I'm going to pay for this. And then once I pay for it, I'm going to do what I can in the realms of what I paid for.
But then we're entering an argument where we're separating business from art, right?
Okay.
So if you do this in the business realm, it's savvy, it's shrewd, it's smart. If you do this artistically, which a piece of technology is art. We're not going to act like work, sweat, time, effort, blood does not go into technology.
I'm not saying he jacked him. All I'm saying is, me personally, I'm hearing what he's saying, and I'm like, in the realms of business, he might be right.
So somebody
I'm
can
not
basically
talking-
get
I'm not
away
talking about
with not
music.
being authentic.
I don't know. I still say Kanye.
And the problem with him not being
I'll give it to
authentic
Kanye
is it's
because
habitual.
Kanye was in debt the year before and then came up last year. If we really just going to strictly talk
But
about
then he had the whole
business.
Trump perspective, and then we lost the public eye.
if we're going to talk about just
No,
business,
it's not just.
Well, he definitely had more
He
people
lost,
talking
like-
about him with that
he
whole,
lost like 5 million followers on Twitter.
Bruh, and then he
And
went
in
off
the-
Twitter, came back, and he had 5. He was back up.
Hey,
He still had
but it
people
was
talking
still a
about
down,
it.
huh?
People still listening to I Love It like crazy.
Hell yeah.
Like, people are still giving Kanye attention regardless of which
So they love that
political
Lord and Savior
direction
Lil Pump
of
as well.
all right.
he's going into.
I mean, but that's my position. I'm like, in the realms of business,
But we're
I
not
can't,
just talking about business because in terms of comebacks, we have all these artists. You feel me?
Okay. Because I'm like, I'm not even finna discredit Tiger. I'm like, yo, nobody was checking for no Tiger music. You snuck that in. And you
Right.
did it really well.
Really well.
Okay.
Bruno Mars. No, whoa.
Well, Bruno
he had a
Mars is-
great 2017. Let me
Bruno
stop
Mars
checking.
has always been
Yeah,
big.
yeah, yeah. Nah, because he
No.
after the clone shit, he been fine.
Yeah,
After the what shit?
Gucci he's been safe.
He's been safe.
He's been safe. He hasn't like
Everyone loves Gucci now.
No. Take 2 steps back. Somebody said something about clones.
You not?
Talking about that rumor that the Gucci man that we see
The
now is
Gucci
clone
man
of the old
clone.
Gucci.
How does he not know this stuff?
Please tell me you know about the Gucci Man clone.
I heard of the Yeezus clone.
Oh,
No, that's less credible. Gucci Man is a clone.
yeah.
No, he's not.
They said ever since Gucci got out, he's
He's
been
been a
a
clone.
clone.
They saw the dude walking like around the hotel with a pink shirt, no chain, no nothing, just some cargo pants and flip flops, and just did a backflip.
Please tell me you saw that video of Gucci Man doing splits.
It was splits.
He was doing
Splits
splits.
in a pink shirt and cargo pants.
Okay.
Prove it.
And he
You
did
gotta prove
7
that
in a row.
Prove
He
it.
gotta
said,
prove that.
Ugh.
And they know it was Gucci.
We're sure it was Gucci.
Let me find this video.
We're like 100% sure.
You might want to pause.
Yeah.
All right.
That was a punch. We punched back in.
And
For the record.
we're back.
All right. Well, okay. So,
Where we at?
Jacquees.
Oh shit.
We're still talking about him?
He
I
teamed
argue
up.
Jacquees had a little bit of a comeback.
He teamed up with a legend. Okay.
He did. With that wee under what's her name song? LMA song.
Okay.
Yeah.
But will we consider that a comeback though? Or will we
It
consider
blew
that
his head up enough for him.
will we
to talk
consider that a
about
come up?
No, because he had a really nice year in like 2015 when he was doing that Chris Brown cover and shit.
Okay. That I mean, after the Cash Money signing and being under Birdman's wing.
Lil Wayne Part 2.
But Jacquees teamed up with a legend for the U remix. I'm gonna go ahead and break off a little snippet of that.
Wait, Jesse Powell, you?
Jacquees has his own song called "You," and it's actually an original song.
What
Is it though?
Are we
To an extent,
sure?
it's more original than other
Are we sure?
joints.
Okay. Can we hear a snippet real quick?
Bet. Hold on, let me-
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Blueface, baby. Yeah, 2 a.m.
So Yachty?
No.
That's Blueface.
Oh shit! Shout out Blueface.
Yeah, I.
Trying to get to you.
He's on beat. Okay. I got some shit to say. Listen. Now, Blueface is at his best when you have no idea what the fuck is going on with his flow. And while this is disappointing to hear that he wasn't being Blueface, he was on beat. He was trying to melodize.
Melodize.
I gotta give him points.
He was melodizing.
He was melodizing.
Oh Lord.
I gotta give him points for who he is. Now, do I think he's a good artist? No. Do I think he has interesting things to say? Sometimes. Does he say it in an interesting way? Yes.
He said, "Mop the floor, hide the wet sign, so
Just
we
to
can catch you
catch them
slipping."
All right, that's creative.
See?
See?
He has interesting things to say, and he says them in interest. I've been hating on him, but I do have to give him props. If you plop one of them weird ass songs that he makes, you will not be entertained. You might not think it's good. And we had this conversation, the difference between good and entertaining. But it's entertaining.
We cannot deny the fact that it's entertaining.
We cannot
Entertaining
deny.
is a moment. Good can possibly last.
Y'all can say somebody trash all day and tomorrow, but see, that's
Listen.
just not.
If I'm only going to go to a movie once, right? I don't see most movies twice. If I go see Transformers in theaters, and if I go see motherfucking a war movie that was critically acclaimed, I'm probably going to enjoy Transformers more. Just because it's more entertaining. Now, my ass, being at least somewhat intelligent, knows that this shit was made with minimum care, a bunch of money, and a bunch of FX. But it's still entertaining as hell because it just shows you the shit that you want to see. I want to see Blueface say some off-the-wall creative ass shit with not even the slightest hint of care to where the beat is. I want to hear him say his lines and then the song start. That's where I want to see. Because that's where I'm at. That's where the world is at. And Blueface is entertaining as fuck. Is he talented? Fuck no.
Yeah, but we're not finna deny the fact that the guy is entertaining. I'm sorry.
We're not going to sit here and talk about, because there have been plenty of artists over time who we have all just thought were super entertaining, and we could look back on them at any point in time and just be like, nah. We was all bumping Soulja Boy.
Case in point, Lil B.
I'm not about to agree with you there.
I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue about the bass
So Lil B
guy.
wasn't.
I'm not going to argue.
I'm not about to get cursed, man.
I'm not going to argue about the bass guy, bro.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
that's dangerous.
I'm gonna say it's all with the bass guy.
Right.
Shout out bass.
Say what you want. This motherfucker somehow has tapped himself into every form of media and ain't made a song since.
Yeah, but there's still people out there that's writing Lil B off.
Because I've actually seen a Lil B performance, and I completely understand it.
Are they entertaining?
Yeah.
Entertaining as fuck. I completely understand it. All right, what we got next, bro?
All right, so
we're good.
Uzi is talking about giving it up when it comes to music, but the thing is, his label is holding him back that he signed to from putting out Eternal Take, which is
Are we talking about Atlantic or are we talking about Drama and Don Cannon?
Drama and Duncan.
Fuck, yeah. So next gen?
Yeah, Generation Now.
Okay.
Which is very unfortunate because, and I was just thinking about that. Like, Uzi is definitely not one of them artists that you want to shelve.
Here's my thing about Lil Uzi. Lil Uzi is a star. Period. Like, very, very rare do I look at somebody and I say, I completely understand everything about what makes him him. And I'm like, what is Uzi, like 18, 19?
No,
Uzi is like
he's
mid
three.
20s.
Mid-20s?
Yeah, like 23, 24.
Okay, 23, 24? Okay, that's fine. If he was actively putting out music right now, I promise you he'd be on top of the
For sure.
world. And I'm
I
more...
mean, he put new Patek after like what? How many?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he wasn't doing features like that. He was just vibing for a while, and then all of a sudden he drops "I know my wrist" and that dance video in the bathroom,
exactly.
and that shit popped off. That shit's probably still on his Instagram right now, like with 10 million views or some shit.
I'm so upset with DJ Drum and Don Cannon because I'm like, y'all are completely aware of what y'all got with this kid, and I don't know if y'all trying to hold out for what y'all think is his best interest, but the thing that I noticed about the music industry, unless you're going to somehow finesse your way to age as you grow in the music industry, this is his best time to capitalize on what he does.
Exactly.
Before, he becomes more wiser and starts to shed what we currently love about him. I don't want Lil Uzi to end up being Lil Wayne, 37 years old and still talking about how he's drinking lean and shit.
And
Okay, but it's different when Wayne talk about it.
Bro.
Wayne talks about doing lean the way rock stars talk about coke.
Bro.
And that I can't accept.
And I feel you, but the one thing that I actually came to terms with, especially after he came out with EXO Tour Life, was that Uzi is not a rapper.
Not at all.
He's not.
Not
For
at
lack
all.
of a better word, he's a rock star. He just happens to navigate a lane in rap.
Which is unique.
Yeah, we're breaking rap since it's become a cultural zeitgeist. We're breaking down a bunch of barriers into other cultures and subcultures of music. And so when this happens, of course, we're gonna have these artists that sprout up and they just rocket to the top. We have no idea what to call them. What do we call X? We can call him a rapper, but you know how many songs he has where he's doing screamo shit? You know how many songs he has where he's just like singing off of an acoustic guitar? Like, we have all these different...
Triple X was talented, and I'm so upset that like now that he's gone, and I'm just like, hey, let me figure out why my kid likes him.
Oh, it's you just... Oh,
right. And I'm like, yo, we lost a really great talent.
Oh, he was really talented?
Yeah, he really was.
You never got into him? I'd say, beyond all this other shit, I'd say...
Like,
I heard one song by him where it was like a cut scene of like a porn in the beginning. And then...
That was like 2014.
Yeah.
He was 16 or some shit like that. But like, yeah, like we have all these different people who we want to call rappers, and part of it's because they're black, and the other part is because where they navigated previously. But since even just 2014 to now, we've just expanded so much. So now we've got
It's a list of
pop
people that you can
rappers.
put on that list.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like Trippie Redd's probably under that Lil Uzi umbrella.
Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD. Well, I put Juice WRLD kind of under like the Lil Peep XXX type shit, where they're kind of like the emo rappers, as they say.
Yeah.
But like it always ends in rapper, and eventually it's gonna come to a point where a couple of white guys come through. Like, what do you call Post Malone?
Singer.
Yeah.
When he first came out, we was calling him a rapper.
No, I was calling him a
I
singer.
never
No,
called
when
Post
he
Malone.
first.
You
Y'all
talking
didn't
about
know
Still
about
was
him?
calling him a singer.
No, I'm talking about before White Iverson. Before that, there were people were calling him a like rock star rapper.
Like
type
that's
shit.
like Action Bronson. Action Bronson is not a rapper. He can rap his ass off. He's not a rapper.
Plenty of people would call him a rapper. Is my point.
Okay.
So like where we're at, where we were, where we're going to be, we're gonna start coming up with new terms. Or
I mean,
something along
we
those
also
lines.
have to understand that hip hop as a genre is still young.
It is. We're about to go NBA positionless. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's where we're headed. It's just you put out music and you're black, so you're a rapper.
Straight up.
Yeah. How y'all feel about the possibility of a Rae Sremmurd breakup?
I know exactly why that should happen.
Hold on, before you go there, to answer your question directly, that's gonna break my heart because I really fuck with those dudes. I
can agree.
It's
I
not gonna
really
hurt me.
fuck
Let me
with
say the
Sremmurd.
honest
It's
truth.
not gonna hurt
It's
me as much as
inevitable.
you think. It is.
It is.
And you know what I think was the wedge? When they released that 3-disc album.
I don't
and
understand.
They had
I don't understand
Rae
what's the point
Sremmurd's
of it.
side. They had Rae Sremmurd featuring, or they had what?
Slim-
It was
Jimmy
Rae. It
featuring
was
Rae Sremmurd.
Shrimp 3. It was the Jim Tro and Swaycation.
And Sway,
Right.
and
Yeah,
Sway
yeah,
King
so-
should went in, but everybody.
Exactly. So what happened was, and even Slim Jimmy, he was like, because he was the only one that was really talking about this shit. So he was like, don't worry about it. Y'all will still have your Sway. I think the commercial success that Sway was receiving just on that 3-project album, like, you can just look at individual streams. Like, My Side clearly did not do as well, nor would it have ever done as well as the Sway Lee shit that came out.
My problem, we spoke about this, what was it, like my second episode on when we was talking about Shrimp Life 3?
Maybe.
My problem was they tried to do the Outcast project.
Speaker Box Love Below.
Speaking about Love Below, and they failed at it. The album was too long, and 2, even when they did separate and say, hey, this is Jimmy's album, this is Sway Lee's album, I'm like, I can't really tell because y'all
Yeah,
on every
still
damn
together.
track. This is a Rae Sremmurd album, and it's just featuring, hey, songs catered to the individual artists. Sway Lee is the better artist.
By
Slim
that
Jimmy.
far.
Slim
That's why
Jimmy
I'm not even
is the
hurt.
better
Yeah.
entertainer. and the better rapper.
I'm not hurt.
I'm gonna
not
tell you
hurt.
the honest truth.
As long as
The
Sway Lee keeps
skill
putting out
set
music.
that Slim Jimmy has as an artist does not translate long term the way Sway's does. Sway Lee can write music. He can compose music. He can produce music. He knows how to. He knows how to
melodize
write
shit.
lyrics.
Definitely Melodized.
And he can identify when something good he says sounds better on coming out of somebody else's mouth.
And that serious, I've yet to see who does a better placement than Sway Lee as far as, and I know it seems minuscule, but it really makes a song pop. The only people who done better placement as far as their ad libs or when they come into a song better than Sway Lee, in my opinion, have been Quavo and Roscoe Dash.
Quavo just
Yeah,
slide.
we can
He
definitely
really
put Quavo.
does
We can definitely
slide
put Quavo
Yeah,
in that
bro.
conversation.
Yeah.
Quavo a hook monster, low key.
Like,
Right,
and that's the first thing I
Them-
thought about
them
was
the only
Champions.
And I'm gonna also say what you call because I'm lately, as of lately, because I've been listening to his stuff more. Lil Baby has that innate ability.
Lil-
Lil Baby.
And yeah, like
Lil
because you
Baby
can always tell. Like it's like it feels signature, but it's different every
Because
time.
that's why every time him and Gunna work together, Gunna always goes, "Yo, no, bro, you do the hook." Like, and you can tell they be there because when Gunna try to do hooks, they don't land well.
Just listen to Drip, too hard. The
Yeah.
beat comes in and he's just like, you can get the beat, and you just automatically, you just start
Well,
feeling that shit. Like he slides in. So you think of Champions with all them rappers
If
on
you-
it. The only ones who's like intro to that song came in nice. Quavo, he's like Quavo.
If y'all listen to whatchamacallit, what the fuck? I was just listening. If y'all listen to the 21 album, there's a song on there called "Can't Leave Without It."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Lil Baby do the hook for that. And
That's
low
Gunna.
key, that's one of the best songs on the album, bro. Because he slay that shit.
But
That's going on the hook, by the way.
That's Gunna on the
Love
hook.
Can't Leave Without It.
That's crazy.
But to bring it back to Sway Lee,
Yeah, it's like, you gotta get to the point
That's
where
crazy.
but to bring it back,
Because I saw for sure that was Lil Baby.
but to bring it back to Sway Lee and Slim Jimmy, if this is like something like where they have like animosity towards one another, I hate to see that. But if they really, I'm under the impression that they really are blood brothers, so they're going to get back together eventually.
I think they'll be okay.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think
That's too. But even they're not blood brothers, if they're like truly friends in there, and I speak on this from personal experience. Me and this man right here had a falling out with one of our good friends, and I'm on the phone with his mom, bawling my eyes out, and I said, "Mom, right now, I'm over here, he's over there, but if he needs me, he can call me." Yeah. Okay. I've said, eventually we're going to get back together. I said, I don't know how long it's going to take, but eventually we're going to get back together. And his mom was like, okay, I can be okay with that. So if they got the kind of bond like that,
Yeah, I can't see them fall out over anything personal.
Yeah.
Let me say that.
I think it's just one of those
They're both
situations
too
where it's
short to
like,
not be brothers.
I think they might be breaking up so they don't hold Sway Lee back.
I think so too. Like, I mean, that song he had with Post on the Spider-Man soundtrack.
What, Sunflower? That's just crazy.
That shit's. And I was so quick to be, because I hadn't seen Spider-Man yet. I had seen it on every white girl's Tinder bio, and I'm just like, this song is probably so ass, man. And I popped that shit through on my Spotify, and I was out there.
yeah, that song delivered. For real.
It really did, man. You're so
so I'm like, Or it could just be a situation where they just want to do their own thing. Because, like I said,
I think that's what that last album was an attempt.
because that first Shrimp Life, don't get me wrong, that first Shrimp Life is cool, but Slim Jimmy makes that album for me.
Because he got bars, bro.
Like Shrimp Life, like Jimmy makes that song. And don't get me wrong, Unlock the Swag is still my shit because this nigga Slim Jimmy is fucking going to fucking.
Now, the downside of why with this is that the thing that makes this bad is what we all know. Slim Jimmy's going to be the first of them to come out with an album, and it's not going to do well.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately,
he got a chip on the shoulder. He don't know how to deal with it.
He got a chip on the shoulder. He don't know how to deal with it, and he alone isn't that interesting.
But dead ass serious, there is a collab that I want to see. I do want to see Slim Jimmy on a song with like somebody like Trick Daddy, or Slim Jimmy with like City Girls or something. Just something that like
I think he should do
like
a whole
in
mixtape
like
with
if he
Gangsta Boo.
stays in his lane.
With Gangsta.
Gangsta Boo still make mixtapes. People be asleep.
Right, Gangsta Boo can still rap. Fuck that.
Gangsta Boo's shit.
You don't want to piss y'all off real quick?
No,
I feel like I know where this is going.
no.
And speaking of that, I also have another thing I want to go into because it probably eases into my ignorance as well. So, how old were y'all when And Then What came up?
Like Jeezy and then what? What was that? 2003. So I had
That was 05.
It's 05.
05? 19.
Okay, so y'all probably knew what it was.
I was 17.
Okay, so y'all knew. Me,
Yeah, I'm not about
and
to
my
say
sheer ignorance. Miles, you were 5.
I was 3.
Oh, wait. In 05?
Oh, you said, I thought they said 03.
No, it came out in 05.
Oh, 5. I was 5.
When,
I'm not born in 2002, y'all.
yeah, I was about to say. And I was thinking about this, and my sheer ignorance
You're
came into
millennium,
play.
Blew your mind.
Bang, bang. That is correct.
You were born in. Okay, so you mean not really. Your people was fucking in 89.
But my point
That's
was,
too much for me.
okay,
Go ahead.
is it off that I didn't know what Jeezy meant by hide the rest of the yams at my auntie house, and I went an entire year thinking that this man was talking about candy yams
Dish that he had,
and that he was hiding
that he was covering
candy
from the rest of the
yams
people in the
at
neighborhood.
his auntie crib.
How old were you at the time?
I was 12.
All right, that makes sense.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something that just bothered me, and this is why this is throwing me off. It's weird for y'all to tell me that you were 5 and you were 12, and I know for a fact I was drinking alcohol with fucking bitches at this time. And so
At 12?
no, in my life, bro.
Oh.
I remember I'm 17, 18.
Okay, that's different. That's different.
And that blows my mind. I mean, not really. I mean, your people, like I said, your people was fucking in 99. So that's
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
Y'all was already like doing all this stuff. I
was young. I was pretty young when I got to college because I graduated early. So I was 16 when I got out of high school. I turned 17 then came here.
Okay. That makes sense.
2005.
So you were not in the
Crazy.
front seat of your mom's car asking her why is Jeezy hiding candy yams?
What is his obsession with delicious sweet potatoes?
and who is he hiding them from?
And why? And what has him so sure that his auntie's house is so protected?
Exactly. It's like, is his mom's trying to eat all the candy yams? Like, what is happening? All right,
We're back.
that was a punch in. Another punch in.
Punch.
Because we got way too carried away.
Punch.
All right, let me ask y'all a question because this has kind of been on my mind since, well, shoot, I was on a mini vacation and this was on my mind, so I just had to go ahead and bring this up. What do you all consider a creative or a content creator or just somebody that creates? What do we consider a creative?
Have you ever made a piece of anything with the intention or with the input of emotion?
Have you ever done or produce something original, even if it may have stemmed or been inspired by something that was already in existence, but it itself was an original design or product, that you've done several things like that.
That is it. Mine is just somebody who brings their dreams into reality.
The only reason I don't want to say that is because I don't see creative.
I'm sorry.
Creative and
let me switch out the word dream for imagination.
Okay. The only reason why I don't want to agree with that is because in my mind that's like an alchemist.
Nigga, what?
But
Elaborate.
isn't that what a creator is?
No.
No, the alchemist is like magic and
No.
science.
Yeah.
No. An alchemist is one who takes one group of materials or things and transforms them into something different.
Okay.
Not necessarily something original, not necessarily something of his own creation, but he was thinking, hey, I need a hammer. I got the shit here that's necessary to make a composite hammer, so I will make a hammer. That's alchemy. Not as opposed to a creative where, prime example, it's the difference, in my opinion, between Prince and Jacquees.
Okay.
Prince was a creator. Nothing he did, even if during the time there was an influence of sounds before him, nothing in his docket of his end products was not original or something where he took something that was already in, or I would say a modification. Like, I don't count if you take a car, like cars have 4 wheels, engine, whatever the case may be, and then make an electric car because cars already exist. You've modified something, as opposed to there's not going to be a precursor or prototype to Purple Rain. There can only be things that are like it or influenced by it.
Okay. My rebuttal to that is, in the time when I was DJing, I was creating because we went in there, we made those mixtapes, we engineered those tracks. We created an environment for a crowd. But all we were doing, we never created the sound. We just said, okay, here's the sound that everybody's familiar with. I'm going to create a vibe for everybody.
But that still falls in the category because it's an original product. Your recordings, they did not exist before that,
Okay.
and that's why you can have different creative in music. Because technically, no, there's been music since the dawn of time, but this piece of work that this artist did not exist.
Okay, well,
Like
my rebuttal.
Like I don't count DJs. Well, no, there is a DJ. I count DJ Quick, but I wouldn't count like Drama as a creative. No, there's been mixtapes and shit like exactly what you've done for before and after you, but there's never been another thing like what DJ Quick did.
Okay.
My rebuttal to that would be artisans, right? You've got people, for example, we'll take like, what are those things? A blacksmith, right? Now, he knows fully well he's going to make this katana or this sword or this hammer or this knife. He knows fully well he's going to do it. He knows how he's going to do it. But each time he creates it, due to the variabilities that exist within our universe, it's going to end up differently regardless. It is his job to make it either as uniform or as specific as possible, right? His ability to do so is what makes him a creator.
I can't give you that.
So
Makes him an engineer.
Okay.
I can't call him, because engineers can be creative.
Engineers can be creative, but engineers, like it's in what you said. He knows he has to make something as uniform as possible. So in what he is doing, there will eventually become a commitment to routine and duplication, and I guess you could say imitation as well.
Right.
Because he'll go through a process where, as he narrows down to the kind of hammer, the design that is going to be the standard, he will continue to make the same thing over and over with just slight modifications until he gets to that point.
Right. Like as much as I fought with Young Guru, He's an engineer. He doesn't.
I do feel what you're saying, but that's the only reason why that would be.
So you're saying the difference between a creative and a structuralist, we'll call it, is going to be the commitment to routine in the creation process of your product.
Technically, like for example, Jordan does videos. Jordan is a creator because what he actually created, he didn't create videos. Videos were already existed. But his content,
specific type,
exactly, did not exist.
Images and the sequence of.
Which brings me into my next question.
Okay.
What do we consider? Okay, first off, what we consider a podcast in that realm of creativity?
Yeah, because you're bringing people together to put out an idea, a thought, or opinion that did not exist before.
The only reason, based on the definitions they've provided, the only reason a podcast would be is simply because there's the variability of the topics and what you talk about, which is from podcast to podcast is going to be different. And although that's not enough, the variability of each individual's input and, impact on the conversation at hand changes the direction in which it can go. So it's like pictures in a frame. It's like pixels on a TV. Each time you look at it, each time it goes through, it's going to be different. And that difference is what makes it a creative piece.
I want to know the backstory behind this question.
All right, so yeah, I was totally. All right, so I came across a post, and this is no disrespect because that's my guy, Miles. That's your brother. I get it.
That's not his guy. He doesn't care.
That's not his guy.
Oh boy, what is this man?
We are about to oh my God, we are about to cut you down.
Hold up, pause. What can this man,
I
did he post this today?
I felt like the very next thing out of his mouth was,
Fuck
your
him.
brother's name. Obviously that's my man and all, but
Fuck.
let me tell you how you need to shut the fuck up.
Nah, it ain't nothing like that. It's nothing like that. Listen.
All right.
This was from a while back. Let me just say that. Keep in mind, I wanted to bring this up, but we never did the first episode of the year till now, and this is just something that happened at the beginning of the year. So, I'm ready to get my shit off about this whole thing.
Niggas
All
been
right.
on real, man.
Nah, this ain't. I've been waiting till we actually record it all the way. Hold on.
Oh, let's cue the gunshots. He's finna get his shit. Talk that shit, Cal.
I knew that
Talk
we
that
would
shit, Cal.
I knew that we would get to this point.
Talk that shit.
All right. This ain't all right.
Hold up.
The reason I asked, listen, the reason I was asking is because. Hold on. Wait.
Oh my God.
Explain.
See, I asked this because I stumbled across a post in Jordan's story.
Okay.
And it gave this big list of people, and it said, these creatives are changing the world. And that's not me just trying to take a shot at him, telling me, give me my props. He don't owe me nothing. So it was just, I felt like I wanted to be educated because me doing a podcast, this is something new.
Right.
I'm kind of, maybe I'm kind of ignorant to something. So I just wanted to know, what does he consider a creative? And then I thought about it. I was like, wait, a lot of the people on this list, they got their own cameras. They making their own, vision, making their own visuals. Maybe that's what he means. Maybe being creative enough ain't just a bunch of people just sitting down talking about shit. Maybe I'm not in that realm, and that's cool. But I'm just trying to figure out what it was that.
Let's get to the gist of this. What we really want to know. If this motherfucker diss us,
in a sense,
like that's what you really want to know.
Hey,
I feel like what you're really trying to get to is, do we need to spend the rest of this evening doing this diss track?
I'm gonna be for real. I felt counted out like a motherfucker.
Is it about to be? Are we about to play Ambitious as a Rider? And it's gonna be us going in on Jordan.
He
All
said,
right.
All I'm gonna say is
Hold on,
I
With
felt
his-
counted out in
with
this
his
whole
brother,
conversation.
Which we on wax with your fam, nigga. Okay.
All right, here's what we
You on
discredit
wax
this.
with your
Wait.
fam.
Here's how I got y'all beat. Before y'all niggas start
Oh,
doing
hating
the
ass
shots,
Wait,
before y'all niggas stop playing. Listen. Here's how I ruin y'all whole shit. Y'all ready?
hold up.
Here's how y'all ruin your shit.
We listen.
I'm gonna start by saying I was on that list. Now
Now we
let's add
know-
context.
now we
it
know
makes
it's a
sense.
diss.
It makes sense.
Wait,
Now we
wait,
definitely
wait,
know it's a
wait,
diss.
wait.
Wait, what's-
This is how it is in this though. I do not own any camera equipment. I have my phone. I have an app on it. It was free. Okay. So in terms of that, sure, maybe, but I do take pictures, right?
Wait, does he know all that?
Huh?
Does he know all that?
Yeah, he follows me.
No, not him. Jordan, does he know you ain't got all that shit?
Jordan lives 2 feet from me.
That's not my question. That is not my question.
I could go to sleep, fart, and he would say something 2 seconds later. On God, that's how close we were.
Okay. So now,
So with that,
That's-
wait.
it's-
But
yeah,
here's
we're-
how it's not a diss. I'm on this motherfucking podcast. So, to some degree, it doesn't matter because I'm on the podcast.
So what you're saying is he got room to make sure he mentioned you.
But not the
And
goddamn
not us.
host.
And not us.
Hey, that's all I'm gonna say. Nepotism is a bitch.
Not the regulars.
With that said, I just think he was thinking in terms of his particular field, right?
I got
So-
an idea. You tell him to wait for our Breakfast Club interview
Anyways,
where we cook that nigga.
Listen, tell Jordan pull up to the next.
I'll
podcast.
tell him to pull up. But listen, I got more.
Matter of fact,
I got
on some Queen radio shit. You know who's getting cocksucker of the year? You know who's getting
Whoa,
cocksucker
we
of the
taking it there.
year?
See, that wasn't me.
That's word.
That wasn't the host.
Alright.
That is an
You-
aggressive ass
Whoa.
word.
Alright. We evidently got awards to get out. What it was cocksucker of the year. It was
Talk that shit.
What else? It was
Whole nigga of the week.
It was bitch ass nigga of the week. Okay, so right now we giving these awards out. Mitch, you getting one. What's his name? Which
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell? You might get 2 of these, Mitch. Fucking up people's money like that. Okay, you definitely getting cocksucker of the year for fucking up people's money. Okay, I got niggas out right now out in Detroit who work for the federal government. They can't go to work. You know what it's like? You got first of all, I can't go to work and I gotta live in Detroit. Jordan, we're gonna have a long talk as we discuss whether or not to go on wax and dish you. Okay, man.
Are we done with the gunshots?
Jordan. I'm extending an open invitation for you to come and explain yourself, sir. I just want to know. Educate me on this. I got questions.
I want you to know if you in the streets and somebody starts shooting at your car. It's because of this.
Oh my God. Anyways.
Shit is real to us. You will make a list of creatives and not ask us, make us, nigga. I'm the nigga who thought of the Oreo Triple Crown, nigga.
Hold on. We're not gonna act like I'm not the most creative person. I said we should get Ciroc in the motherfucking Apple store.
He did say that.
You did
I
say that.
definitely said that.
You did say that.
First of all, Mikey, you lucky we not in a conversation with you discussing this and you too. Okay?
What?
Because you got listed. Okay?
Yeah, I got
You're
listed.
on the list.
I got listed in
Okay?
a bitch.
We riding for the names that weren't listed.
Listen, man.
What
Even
if my
holidays.
name wasn't listed?
You know who else was? You know who else was listed in his own separate post?
Who?
Dietrich. He the goat.
I don't know who Dietrich is.
I got beef.
Oh man. With that being said, nigga, episode 42 of No Static Podcast, where we giving all the static this week.
I want y'all to know right now, I'm texting that nigga. I heard what you said, nigga.
Fuck Polar
I
Pop.
heard what you said.
All right, man. Yours truly, 1LQ.
You
Shout
think my
out Hungry
nigga?
Howie's.
You think my nigga?
Fuck Polar Pop.
You and
Jordan
your,
Manere in the building.
You and your silly ass caddy brothers and chatty packs.
Lucky
nigga.
Lefty, aka Tony Coop. Captain Outchea.
Think about how much better this podcast would have been if we started out audio and then one day we were just like, bam, our faces, nigga. Face reveal always
let
gets
me
views,
let me
bro.
let me give a subjective shout out also.
Yeah.
because I do want to thank Jordan for being the one to provide the camera work for that. Let me just say that first and foremost. No, that cannot be used against me in this discussion because I already made it clear.
I'm gonna show him this video and just not show him the last 10 seconds.
You are a terrible person.
Oh no, are
you Miles with an I or a Y?
I think
Q.
it's definitely an I.
It's definitely an I and a Y.
Wow.
They got real creative
You're like those
in the
people.
delivery
Jordan
room.
just texted me, so if he doesn't text you back,
You're-
he's ignoring you.
You're like those people who name Stanley with a P.
The P is in the very beginning.
I don't even know why I let that one off. They ain't even mean to let that one off.
Stanley.
All right.
The P is
Man, we'll see
solid.
y'all next time. Man, we back.
No static, y'all.
Episode 42. Again, I want to thank y'all for. The way you said, I thought Alice was about to come down with the real chopper.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. I was about
Be
to,
like,
I was about
hey.
to skedaddle for real.
Hey, only people letting gunshots off is me, nigga.
We got combat coming from upstairs,
Oh,
and
man.
we firing back.
Sign us off, man.
All right. I appreciate y'all. First episode of the year. See y'all next week. Coop, thank you. Miles, thank you. Wayne, thank you.
Yeah.
We out here.
Jordan, thank you. Okay.
Very, very much.
We thought it was going to be a boring day at the studio today. But now we got focus. We have something to look upon and say, okay, the next couple of horrible things we say are all going to be about this.
The minute I knew that I saw this and I was in New Orleans on Bourbon Street, trying to have a good time and live my best life,
Don't let
just
people
to
know.
take 10
I don't even
seconds
understand.
and question my creativity and think, oh shit, I'm doing it wrong.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I don't understand why you was on the phone.
What the fuck?
Can we pause? Can we pause? Can we pause?
Wow.
All right. Episode 42, signing off. We bid you adieu. We thank y'all for tuning in. However y'all tuning in, and if you're in the car, thank you for listening. If you, no matter where you are, just thank you for taking out the time to listen to us get on some real shit. We had to start the year off right. It's been I had to get out.